Last week, the world tensed as former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev issued a chilling warning on social media, sending shockwaves through diplomatic circles and igniting a flurry of urgent discussions among world leaders. His words, carefully chosen and widely shared, were not just a simple statement, they were a signal, a deliberate escalation in rhetoric that left many wondering just how far Russia was willing to go. Medvedev hinted at Russia's readiness to use nuclear arms, a threat that instantly brought back memories of the darkest days of the Cold War. The world was reminded that, despite decades of uneasy peace, the specter of nuclear conflict still loomed large over global affairs. His message, echoing Cold War threats, was a calculated move to provoke and unsettle the West. Analysts debated whether this was mere posturing or a genuine warning, but the intent was clear: to remind the world of Russia's formidable arsenal and its willingness to use it if pushed. Medvedev, now a top security official, signaled that Russia, despite setbacks in Ukraine and mounting international pressure, would not back down. His defiant tone underscored the Kremlin's resolve to defend its interests at any cost, raising the stakes for everyone involved. The threat was clear: push Russia too far, and catastrophe could follow. The world was forced to confront the terrifying possibility that a war of words could spiral into something far more dangerous and uncontrollable. As news outlets around the globe scrambled to interpret the implications, the world watched, waiting for America's response. Tensions mounted, and uncertainty hung in the air like a storm cloud. President Trump, known for his boldness and unpredictability, was about to answer by turning to the silent power beneath the waves. The U.S. Navy's nuclear submarines, symbols of stealth and strength, were suddenly thrust into the spotlight as instruments of deterrence. The stage was set for a new kind of confrontation, one where every move would be watched, every word weighed, and the fate of millions could hinge on a single decision. President Trump wasted no time, firing back on Truth Social, dismissing Medvedev's threats but making it clear the U.S. would not be intimidated. But words weren't enough. Trump announced he'd ordered 2 American nuclear submarines to reposition, ready for any scenario. The Pentagon has always kept details secret, but the message was unmistakable. The U.S. was prepared to respond with overwhelming force. This move echoed Trump's past tactics, publicly flexing military muscle to push adversaries toward negotiation. With the Ukraine ceasefire deadline looming, the world saw America's military might backing its diplomacy. The chessboard was in motion. The stakes had never been higher. The world held its breath. To truly grasp the gravity of Trump's order, you need to understand what's lurking beneath the surface of the world's oceans. Hidden from sight, beneath thousands of feet of water, America's undersea fleet operates in near total silence, patrolling the depths with unmatched stealth and power. These submarines are not just machines, they are guardians of national security. Always ready, always watching. America's Ohio-class boomer submarines form the backbone of its nuclear deterrent, silent, nearly undetectable, and armed with Trident missiles capable of striking targets anywhere on Earth within minutes. Each vessel carries enough firepower to alter the course of history, making them a critical element in maintaining global stability and deterring potential adversaries. Their true power lies in their invisibility. Once deployed, their location becomes a closely guarded secret, unknown even to most within the military. This uncertainty is what makes them so formidable. No one knows where they are, but everyone knows what they can do. Attack submarines like the Virginia and Seawolf classes are the hunters of the deep, tracking enemy vessels, gathering intelligence, and ensuring America's dominance below the waves. Meanwhile, converted Ohio-class subs are loaded with Tomahawk missiles, ready to strike land targets with precision at a moment's notice. Every mission is shrouded in secrecy, every maneuver calculated with precision. The crews operate in a world of shadows where silence is survival and every decision could have global consequences. When the president gives the order for these subs to shift position, it's not just a routine command, it's a powerful message to the world. America's most formidable weapons are on alert, ready to respond to any threat at a moment's notice. For a brief moment, the world's most silent and secretive force stepped into the spotlight, reminding everyone of the immense power hidden beneath the waves. As these submarines quietly shifted their positions, the balance of power was subtly but unmistakably shifting below the waves, altering the strategic landscape in ways few could see, but all would feel. Repositioning nuclear submarines is a calculated act of deterrence, not aggression. These movements are carefully planned, sending a message without firing a single shot. The world is watching, and every maneuver is meant to shape perceptions and influence decisions at the highest levels. With Russia threatening and Ukraine's war dragging on, the U.S. is raising the stakes, reminding Moscow of the devastating cost of escalation. The ongoing conflict has created a tense atmosphere, and every action is scrutinized for its potential to tip the balance. This move strengthens American diplomats and reassures nervous allies, especially in Europe. It demonstrates that the U.S. is not just talking, but taking concrete steps to back up its words with real capability and resolve. It's a signal. The U.S. stands ready to defend its interests and those of its partners. The presence of these submarines is a reminder that America's commitment to collective security is unwavering, even in uncertain times. By making its power visible, America aims to keep the peace, not start a war. The show of strength is meant to deter aggression, to prevent miscalculation, and to maintain stability in a volatile region. The message to Russia is clear: think twice before pushing further. Every deployment is a reminder that actions have consequences and that the world is paying close attention to every move. Submarines in motion mean options on the table and risks recalculated. Their silent patrols add uncertainty for adversaries, forcing them to reconsider any plans for escalation or provocation. The hope: to force a return to negotiations, not to the battlefield. By showing strength, the U.S. aims to create space for dialogue and diplomacy rather than conflict. In this high-stakes game, silence can be the loudest warning. Sometimes the quiet presence of power beneath the waves is enough to keep the peace above the surface. The true power of a submarine is its invisibility. No one knows which subs moved or where they are, forcing adversaries to assume the worst. For Russia, this means a costly, endless search for ghosts in the deep. U.S. submarines are nearly undetectable, draining enemy resources and sowing uncertainty. This psychological edge is central to deterrence. The threat you can't see is the one you fear most. The silent service changes the strategic landscape without firing a shot. America's capabilities are now the focus, not Russia's threats. Sometimes the most powerful move is the one you never see. As tensions rise, the world stands at a crossroads. The silent movement of submarines reflects the deep mistrust shaping global security. The immediate goal, a Ukraine ceasefire. The deeper challenge, managing the ever-present threat of nuclear arms. The coming days will reveal if this show of strength leads to peace or more posturing. Understanding these tools of power is essential for anyone who cares about the future. The choices made now will echo for generations. In the silent depths, America's submarines wait, guardians of a fragile peace.